Welcome to part 2 of reviewing the syllabus for SPE 108. In this portion, I'm going to go over the various assignments that you have. Now again, just a reminder, as I stated in part 1, be aware that you will run into some technical problems at times. In addition to the problems I have with part 1, yesterday as I went to record part 2, first my laptop didn't have the internet connectivity for whatever reason, and then when I worked that out and attempted to log on to YouTube to upload the video, I basically got a message saying that they were doing maintenance and I couldn't log on. However, I still have to have this video ready to go by the beginning of the semester. And you also will run into problems, but you must meet your deadlines as well, just like I have to meet mine. So let's talk about the various assignments. We're going to start off with the speaking assignments. You have a total of 5 speeches. 4 of them are graded. The icebreaker assignment, by the way, is due the week of 125, that's next week, so by the 31st of January, you must have it posted to YouTube. For that, you need to have at least 5 people in the audience. As long as they're 18 or over, I don't care who they are. And tell us a little bit about yourself. What makes you you? I'm not looking for a biographical sketch. I'm looking to find out more about your personality. And there'll be separate information posted here. There is separate information posted about the icebreaker assignment and some sample icebreakers that you can watch. Just make sure it's a 1.5 to 3.5 minute speech. Make sure that you have it up and ready to go by the 31st, then we must all watch everyone else's icebreakers and comment on them. Copy and paste the link of your YouTube speech to the discussion board, the area set up that I have for icebreaker speeches. Each one of you gets to post a separate speech and we all comment on them. Okay, so obviously you need to have a YouTube account. Most likely, if you're viewing this, you already do have a YouTube account. All speeches must be uploaded to YouTube. The remaining speeches are your informative, demonstration, and persuasive speeches, as well as your final, which can be any one of those 3. 4.5 to 7.5 minutes is the time limit. I do have a list of things on the next page of the syllabus after the list of speeches that explain what an A speech includes. So if you're interested in getting an A on the speech, those are the things that you must meet, that must happen. In addition to your speeches, and by the way, for the speeches now, with the exception of the icebreaker, for all of them, at some point, I'm going to want a shot of the audience. And you may have to have someone working a camera or turning a webcam around for you so we can actually see the audience, or give me a wide shot during the entire speech. Something so that we can see the speech. Now, the icebreaker, you only need 5 people. The other speeches, you need to have at least 10 people. You can upload directly to YouTube if you have a webcam. That's what I'm doing with these couple of videos. You can get some kind of recording device, and as long as you have the audio and video up on YouTube, we're fine. At least one speech must be given to a traditional live audience of 10 people, 18 years of age or older. If you're involved with an organization, you have to deliver a speech, presentation that meets the assignment that you have here. By all means, tape it, upload it, that's fine. If not, you have to assemble an audience, 10 people, friends, colleagues, parents, siblings, significant others, whoever. But 10 people in the audience, and you have to give the speech to them, and then once it's done, you have to upload it to YouTube. You can do more than one speech that way, but at least one of the speeches has to be done that way. At least one of your speeches, one of the 4 speeches, has to be done over the internet with 5 other people logged on to watch you live as you give it. We live in a communication age, in a information age with all sorts of technology, and it's important, since more and more webinars are taking place, that if it's an online public speaking class, you understand how to do that. We have free technology that you can use. You just log in. Said 5 people have to be able to watch as you give the speech. They're all logged in. You have your webcam going. We all see you. You see probably little boxes of all the people watching. But it also has to be recorded and uploaded so that the people who did not get a chance to see you tape it directly can watch that speech as well. And whether there are 5 people or more, if you want, who watched you give it over the internet, or people who just logged in afterwards, everyone again must comment on the speech. Copy and paste the link from YouTube to discussion. I would list it as a private video, but available to people, and that means that we should have the 25 people. Check out the instructions on YouTube, and again, I will do my best to leave you further instructions about posting a video to YouTube. Okay, evaluations. I told you have to comment on everybody's speech. This is 5% of your grade. For each speech that is given, you must log on after you watch the speech, and then write a comment. The comment basically has to start out with a positive. What was something that you liked about the speech? Every speech has something which is positive. Then you have to include a suggestion. That's crucial. If you want a speaker to get better, it needs to have a suggestion. Doesn't mean that you didn't like the speech, doesn't even mean the speaker did something wrong, just something which you feel can make the speech more powerful. And then always end the speech on a positive. Always leave the speaker feeling good about having spoken. That can be a generic overall, though it was a wonderful speech, or you can come back to more specific praise. Now, it's important that when you make comments, that you do it in the first person. I liked the way. I would have preferred if. If you say that the speech had too many word fillers, I may disagree. If you say, I felt the speech had too many word fillers, I can't disagree. You're talking about your own feeling. So evaluations are important. You have a term paper for this class. I'm telling you, on the first day of class, it's in your syllabus. There are no excuses for not handing it in. It is due by the last class session. It's 10% of your grade. You need to take a speech that you've seen over the course of the semester, whether it's one of the student speeches, whether it's a sample speech, whether it's a professional speech, one of the 100 speeches that Connect Lucas gives you access to, and we'll talk about which ones of those are acceptable. And you have to tell me about the speech. Analyze it using concepts talked about in this class as well as in your textbook. It's a 3 to 5 typewritten page, double spaced, and give me a separate title page if you want to include it. I have the font size and the font type that you have to use. Now, I also said that you have to give speeches 2 ways, one over the internet and one before a live audience. I want a 1-page reaction paper as to what you liked about each method, what you disliked, which one you feel is better and why. The editorial review, when we get into persuasive speaking, you're going to have to find an editorial, post a link to it. It can be an editorial on a blog. Tell me what the main point is, what the thesis statement is, and what the ethos, pathos, and logos are. And again, we'll talk about each one of those later. Class participation is logging in on a weekly basis, commenting at least twice to various discussion items. Again, that's separate from the evaluations. I do have a very specific set of guidelines, and it's important you follow them. And quizzes. 5% of your grade. There'll be a total of 5 quizzes that will be given throughout the semester. The first one has to be completed by the end of next week, by the end of by the 31st of January on the syllabus. Other ones will be announced, and it will all be on the reading. You can take each quiz up to 3 times. I will take the highest grade, but be aware the computer generates a question. It will all be on the same material, but the questions will not be exactly the same. The quizzes are open book, open note. I wish you good luck on all of that. Again, if you have any questions, please be in touch with me through email. You have my cell phone number, my home number. I wish you all good luck.